Alright, good day guys. Today we are going to be continuing from where we stopped in our JavaScript class. So in our JavaScript class, in our previous class, we did conditional statements such as if-else statement, nested if-else statement, multiple if-else statement. So in this section, we are going to be looking at a combination of multiple if-else statement and nested if-else statement, and we are also going to be looking at ternary operator, template, literal, and loop for today. So I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to call it week 6. Sorry we couldn't have the last class on week 5. I promised I was going to do that, but I failed. Sorry about that. Sorry. I promise that won't happen again. So we're going to create a week 6. Week 6, that's class 1. So I'm going to create, or let me just duplicate this that we have it. Let me just copy it and paste it here. And then create JavaScript file. Just copy the one I have in week 5, paste it in week 6. Then I'm going to go, so I'll just have to clear this off. Just have to clear this off. So alright, let's move on. So let me open this in a new terminal. Open this in a new terminal. So we are still working with our console for now. Very soon we are going to be using what they call it, the user interface of our browser, that is called DOM. So I said we are going to be looking at multiple if-else statements, and multiple and nested if-else statements. So let us go straight to the point right now. So I'm going to be using this USSD code, dial code, as example for multiple if-else statement and nested if-else statement. You know, whenever you want to buy data on any network, whether MTN, Airtel, in fact, we now have a centralized code for everything now. So regardless of the network you are using, whether MTN, Airtel, Glo, whatever, so we have a centralized USSD code that we can dial to be able to buy credit, to be able to buy data, to be able to borrow data, to be able to borrow money, and all those things like that. And we are going to be using that today. Just simple stuff actually. So we want to be able to buy data. So and the data we want to buy depend on the amount that we have. So if, for example, we want to buy, maybe we dial a code now, maybe star 323 hash, then once we dial it, it will bring out the list of things and data that we have, maybe daily data, monthly data, weekly data. Then also in daily data, you will have different prices. You can see that is a nested if-else statement. First of all, you dial star 323 hash. Then once you dial it, it brings out these types of the several packages that we have. So these three, I'm just going to use 3 packages: daily data, weekly data, monthly data. So these 3 packages, they are multiple if-else statement, and each of these packages also have a nested if-else statement. So we are going to look at that now. So let's say for example we say dial code. Okay, for example, const, we say dial code equals we want to get prompt. We want to get we want to use our prompt now. So we say enter USSD code. I don't know, or enter the dial code or whatever, USSD code or dial code. So let's use dial code. Enter dial code to buy data. Okay, so now in this case, now we are going to write if else statement now. So we are going to say if, so we want to do some comparison now, that if the dial code is equals to a string, then star 323 hash. We say if it's equals to that, then we'll come here, but if it is not, we need an else statement that says alert invalid code, alert invalid code. So this is the first one, that once the person dials, maybe it enters a dial code, maybe he wants to buy data and he enters a dial code, or let's say enter dial code to buy data. Okay, yes, I think this is better. Enter dial code to buy data, and maybe what the person enters in the input field is not equals to what we have here. That's star 32 hash, star 323 hash. If it's not equals to that, then whatever you have in the if block will not be executed. It is what you have in the else block that will be executed, and it's going to alert invalid what code. Now in this case, we have so once what the person dials is equals to star 323 hash, then definitely we are going to move to another part. You can see now that we are having nested if else statement now. So we are going to move to another part, which is I'm going to come here and I'm going to choose I'm going to come here and I do const, and I'll say choose data plan. Say choose data plan. That's equals to, I need a prompt. And to say choose data plan. So choose data plan. Now in this case, we are going to choose data plan. Then we are going to move to a new line. Choose data plan. Then we will now have if we say choose data plan. Okay, I want to be able to write multi-line text. I want to be able to write multi-line text, because for this choose data plan now, I will have maybe a semicolon, and I will now have 1 daily data, 2 weekly data, 3 monthly data. But since I haven't there's something that I haven't taught you guys, which I might likely want to use here now in this case, which is called template literal. It is actually called template literal. So what I'm going to do here is let me just look for an alternative for that. There's what they call if you want to have a new line, because using this string method, because this is a string, a quote, and if we press enter, it's going to give us error. Can you see? It's going to give us error. So for us to be able to generate a new line using a primitive data type, something like this quote, now we can't write a multi-line text using this quote. we can't write, can you see, it's going to give us what? Error. But there's a way we can write multi-line text. We'll just do \n. That means that \n simply means new line. \n simply means what? New line. Then we'll do 1 dot daily data, then full stop. Then we'll do another \n, then 2, that's weekly data, then full stop. Then we'll do another \n 3, as a monthly data. So full stop. So can you see? So if we save this now, let us see how it looks like on the browser. So let's say enter dial code. So say star 323 hash. We press enter. What's the problem? Okay, so let's do it again. Star 323 hash. Then we press enter. Can you see? Choose data plan. 1 daily data, 2 weekly data, 3 monthly data. So this is what I'm talking about, the multi-line text. So once after choose data plan, it's going to start. This one is going to start on a new line. This other is going to start on a new line. Then this one is also a new line. Can you see? This is what I'm talking about, multi-line text. And just a quote like this does not support multi-line text. So you have to use a trick around it by using this /n. So this /n means that new line. So after this choose a data plan and you put /n, it means that what you are going to have here, this 1 dot daily data, is going to be on a new line, then another new line, then new line like that. So now in this case, we are going to now write another if statement and says if choose data plan is equals to, now we want to get a number. We want to get what? A number. We want to choose data plan. For example, we want to choose data plan, and in this data plan we are going to select either 1, either 2, or what? 3. You get it now? So now we are going to convert this to a number. We are going to convert this to a number of, preferably, let's just do the lose equals to. Lose equals to only checks if the values are the same, but doesn't check if the data types are the same. So let us use lose equals to as in this case. So now say if choose data plan, that is the value that you put inside of this input field. If it is equals to 1, then I want you to come here. So are you getting it now? What's happening here? Okay. Cut. I'm not supposed to do it inside of the prompt curly braces. So can you see? Because of these curly braces here that we have here, I'm sure you can see it. So I'll come down here, then I'll paste it. Then that's if choose data plan is equals to 1. But what if, then we'll now have else if now. Else if, is it else if? Now else if choose data is equals to what? 2. Can you see? They will now have another else if choose data plan is equals to what? 3. Can you see? They will now have else if this else we alert I'm coming. I'm coming. We'll say no such plan available, or we'll say not available. not available, not available. Then in this case, now for you can see we have multiple if else statement. Now can you see in this case we have this if else statement at this first if else statement, then this one is not nested inside of this, so you have to be very careful of the blocks so that you will not make mistake. You have to be very careful. Please be very careful. Now in this case, now we'll say in this case we'll say choose we'll say select plan or select data. So in this select data, I'm just going to have something like this. So I'll copy this and paste it here. Then I'll say maybe in this case I'll say I'm coming. Maybe I'll say 1. I'm supposed to put back my string. Coming. I'll say 1. I can say 50 naira. 50 naira. Where can I get the naira sign? Is there naira sign here? I think I should be able to get naira sign. I'm coming. What is that part again? Hold on. 50 naira. Should be able to get it here. Symbols, yeah. Coming, please hold on. Okay, let's look at currency symbol. Okay, yeah, this is it here. So how was I able to get that? It's very simple. So I just did Windows. If you are using what they call it, if you are using Windows, if you are using HP Windows laptops, you just type the window button, you hold it down with a full stop button. You hold it and full stop together. Can you see? It will generate these emojis that we have here. Just hold Windows and full stop together. Windows and full stop together. You have this. Then you can come to this part that has symbols. Then you can select, can click on it, look for correct symbol. Then you can find your way around it and get what they call it. So we have 15 naira for 15 naira for okay, let's just do 15 naira for 50 MB. Then we have 2. Then here in this case for 2 we have let me just copy this. Let's say 100 naira. 100 naira. Let's just make it simple. Actually, 100 naira for 100 MB. Then in this case, we'll say 300 for 1 gig. Let's just do it like this. 300 for 1 gig. I think it's okay. Just give it a space here. Yeah, for 1 gig. So we'll do the same thing too. So let's do the same thing for this one too. We paste it. So here in this case, it's going to be for weekly data. We are going to have 500 naira for 2.5 gig. 2.5 gig. Then here we are going to have 1,500 naira for 6 gig. For 6 gig. Then here we are going to have let's say we're going to have 700 naira. 700 naira for this is supposed to be 15 for 6 gig, while that one is supposed to be 700 for 3 gig. 700 for 3 gig. So in this case, I'm going to have my double quote curly bracket. So here, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it here. So for this monthly data, I'm going to say 1,200 for, let's say, 3.5 gig. And which other one again? 3,000 for 10 gig, and 6,000 for 25 gig. This one will be gig 2 as well. Okay, so now we have it for this now. So this nested if else statement now, this multiple if else statement also have nested if else statement. So we now say, okay, what if the person selects? So we now say if select data is equals to 1, then this is what we want. We want alert. I want to say alert. You have successfully subscribe to, or you are successfully add this to. Then please hold on, I'm coming. Or we can say you have successfully how am I going to put it now? You successfully bought 50 MB, but 60 MB. It expires after 24 hours. 24 hours. I think this one is better. Then we now have else if the select data plan is equals to 2, they want to alert the same thing, but that will change the value. So you have successfully bought 100 MB, it expires, so like that. So else if select data equals to 3, we are going to do the same thing too. So here we are going to do 1 gig, and here, okay, it expires. So we are also going to have else statements here that says no such plan, no such data. Let's just use it like this. Then in this part here, I'm going to do the same thing too here, because what we did for this what we did for this part here, this one here, if the selected data is 1, so I'm just going to copy it from here. I'm going to copy it, and mind you, look at the color of the block to show you where they belong to. Now if you look at this if statement, let me even zoom it so that you can be able to see it very well. Yes, so if you look at this, what they call it now, this first if, look at the block, it is what, red, and look at where it's ending. You can see this line here, straight line. Look at where the block ends, and look at the else of that if, still red block. Can you see where it ends? Then this other if here, can you see the block? Can you see the curly bracket, this color, and look at where it ends here? And also, can you see it? And look at the if else. Look at also the if else. Look at it here. Then inside of this if, look at this one too. Can you see? So now, is this one we want to copy? we'll copy it because we don't want to stress ourselves. We'll copy it, we'll now paste it inside of this other selected data part here. We paste it here. So now in this case, what we are just going to do is to change the value from 50 to what, 2.5 gig, and it expires after one week. So what I'm just going to do, let me just copy this 1 week and remove it here and paste it here. Paste it here too. So let me just change all this value. So here in this case, I'm going to have 3 gig. Then here I'm going to have 6 gig. Why? I'm going to copy that same thing. I'm going to paste it here too. Oh no. I'm going to copy this too. I'm going to paste it here. So can you see? So here in this case, I'm going to say it expires after 1 month. 1 month. So I'm going to copy this. I'll paste it here. Paste it here. So here will be 3.5 gig. Here will be 10 gig. And here will be 25 gig. So we are good to go. Fantastic. Can you see? So that's that. So if you, let's see this on our browser. Let's cancel this now. So let's do this now. First of all, let's type the code. *323# hash. We press enter. It brings us to the part here. Let us look at 1 for daily. So can you see? So if you do 3, for example, can you see you have successfully bought 1 gig? It expires after 24 hours. So let's try, let's see if everything is working. *323# hash. We press enter. Then we do monthly, for example. Then maybe we'll not press a figure that is not here. Maybe we press 4, for example. Look at what it's going to give us. No such word data. So that is that. That is that. So I hope once you go through the video over and over again, you'll be able to understand it. So let us look at ternary operator. Let us look at ternary operator. After ternary operator, then we'll look at what they call it now, template literal. Then after template literal, then we'll look at loop. All right, so let's move on. So first of all, I'm going to comment this one so that we'll stop having that pop-up every time we save our file. So let's see, can you see? We can't have it again. So let's look at ternary operator. Ternary operator. So there are different types of operator in JavaScript. So, but we are going to be looking at ternary operator. All right. So what is ternary operator? Ternary operator is just like a substitute. It's still like it's still a conditional statement. Is a substitute of if-else statement. So instead of having if-else statement like this, so using ternary operator will actually save you. Using ternary operator, you will not have to use this what do you call it? This you will not have to use this block that we have here. Can you see the if block and the else block? This curly bracket. That's what we call block. So we don't have to use it. So this is how if-else statement works. Ternary operator. Ternary operator. This is how it works. The condition, then question mark. Then if the condition is true, it's going to evaluate this. Is going to execute code here, or it's going to execute value here. And if the condition is not true, it's going to execute execute value here. So can you see it? That is it. So let me give you a simple thing. So let's say, for example, let's say in this case that we have okay, let's say const enter age or your age. Okay, let's just say age. Age. Can say, so since it's a number that we're getting, just a prompt. We say number, then we'll pass in the prompt. That's not what I'm looking for. Prompt, then we say enter your age. So yeah, then we are going to use it to compare. When I say if age, instead of writing if statement now, we are going to say age greater or equals to what? 18. Then question mark. Can you see? We want what? We want to console the log, or want to let's use console the log. It's been long we've used console the log. We want to console the log. You can drink beer. So yeah, if I want to get that emoji, I'll just do windows and dots. So I'll get that emoji. So let me look for beer. Can drink beer. Can you see? And if it's not greater than 18, then we say console the log you cannot drink beer now. So can you see? We save. Look at what we have. So if we check now, we enter age. Let's say we enter 18. Look at what we have. You can drink beer. So let's say we enter 68. You can drink beer. Let's say we enter something less than 18. Can you see? You cannot drink beer. So I didn't spell that not well. So you cannot drink beer. So can you see? This is a substitute of if your statement. So yeah, you don't have to put it in a block. So now, and one of the beautiful thing about this ternary operator is that the conditions, like this one's here, like if the condition evaluates to true, it's going to execute the value that we have here. So this value can be stored in a variable. Also the same thing, this value can be stored in a variable, because let's say we see this one as the if and we see this one as what? The else. Do you get it now? So it is separated by what? A double colon. So what I'm going to do is this. Instead of having it in console.log, let me just duplicate this and have this commented. Instead of having this in a console.log, since I know that it is a value, since I know that this is a value, I'm going to save it. I'm going to assign it to a variable. I don't know if you get me. So I know that once this condition is, it evaluates to true, whether it evaluates to true or it evaluates to false, it's going to give you any of these two values. It's going to give you any of these. So if it is true, it's going to give you this value. If it is false, it's going to give you this value. So this value now, where can we save it? We have to save it or store it in a variable. Then we'll say const check let's check. Let me give it I'm looking for the right description for this variable now. Let's just say check eligibility. Then can you see check eligibility? Check eligibility. To check eligibility. So now whatever you have here is going to be assigned to this what? This variable. Then we'll now say okay, console.log check eligibility. So if we save this now and we'll come here, let us see. First of all, let's say 5. Can you see you cannot drink beer? So if I do something like 28, can you see you can drink beer? Fantastic. So that's that about ternary operator. That is how it works. It's as simple as that. So the next one I want us to look at is template string. I want us to look at template string. Very, very, very interesting. Template string. So what exactly is template string? What exactly is template literal? Template literal can also be called, it can also be called backtick literal. It can also be called backtick literal. It can also be called template string, or is it string? Is it template string or something? I've forgotten. But either template literal, backtick literal, I think that's the most popular one. It has another name, but I've forgotten that name right now. So what exactly is template string, or template literal, or backtick literal, or string template? Is it string template or string literal? I think it's either template string. I think yeah, it's template string. I think so. Template string. If I'm not mistaken. So you can make your findings. Actually, I'm in the middle of the class now. I don't want to go and check the net. So you can. So we have template literal, backtick literal, or template string. So now what we are going to look at now is what exactly is template literal? Template literal is a modified. It helps us to be able to write string value in a better way. For example, in our primitive string data type, it doesn't support multi-lines of text. We had to use a trick, which is // and backslash and end, which simply means new line. But with the help of backtick literal or template literal, we can be able to write our string values. We can be able to have multi-lines of text, multi-lines of string value. And the backtick is located in your keyboard. It is before the escape button at the top left corner of your keyboard. It is before the escape button, and it is before 1. So it means, so the backtick literal is under the escape button, but it is beside 1, so it comes first before 1. So that's what the template literal. So in this case, let's say for example, I want to say let string now be equals to, now before, if I want to write something, let me just write something gibberish now. I can just write a gibberish thing now, and I want to move to the next line. Let's say for example, I want to press enter and write the next line. You can see it's giving me what? Error. Can you see? It's giving me error. The reason why it's giving me error is because quote primitive data type string, quote itself does not support multi-lines of text, except I use this trick, multi-line like this. Then that's when we can have no error. But we can't keep having this like that, because template literal comes with a lot of advantage aside from having our string value in a multiple line. So in this case, what I'm going to do is this. So for us to be able to have a backtick, this is what we are going to have. So I'm going to remove this quote, and I'm going to remove this quote, and I'm going to have a backtick here and a backtick here. So I already told you where to locate your backtick in your keyboard. So this is it here. So even though I press enter now, it's still going to support it. Can you see? I can type many things coming. I can type many things inside of the backtick. I can type a lot of things. I can press enter, still type a lot of things. I can press enter, type a lot of things. Press enter, type gibberish things. So you can see no error. And if I console the log, string now for example, and I save, let us see what we have here. Can you see? It's giving us this gibberish one in a multi-line. So that is that, and that is that actually. So let me just remove this. So, and also template literal is also used for string interpolation. For string, it is used for string. It is used for string interpolation, or it is used to, yes, it is used for string interpolation. Let's say, for example, if you want to insert a variable or an expression into a string, if you want to insert a variable or an expression into a string, then you can use what? String interpolation. And I'm going to show you that shortly. Let's say in this case, whereby you have my, let my name now be equals to, for example, let's say it be equals to Joshua. Let's say it's equals to Joshua, and let's say my age now. Let my age now be equals to, let's say 16. Let me use 16 for example. Now, and I want to have const. I want to output something that says this is it here, that says my name is Joshua and I am 16 years old. I want to show you the advantage of backtick literal now. Now I want to output, this is what I want to output. I want to output this string. My name is Joshua and I am 16 years old. This is what I want to output. And how can I do that? Now, without template literal, it's going to be very difficult for us, because it's not that it's not workable or it's not possible, but it's just that it is quite rigorous, because any mistake we make, it can create error in our code. So now in this case, now I'm going to say, okay, before we get to Joshua, I'm going to say my name is, do you see, then a space, then this Joshua, I don't have to write it manually, because if I want it to be dynamic, because Joshua is already a value that is saved inside of what? This variable called my name. So for me to be able to have Joshua in my sentence, then I have to reference what? The variable. And for me to do that using just a quote, I have to use what? Plus, then what? My what? Name. Like this. Then aside from that, then I'll do another word, plus, then a string, a space, then I'll say and I am space, then I'll do plus, then I'll do my age. You see it now? Then I'll do plus, string, space, then I'll do years old. Can you see how stressful it is? So if I console the log, output now, for example, and I save, look at what we get. Can you see? My name is Joshua. I am what? 16 years old. But can you see the stress? In this kind of case, not a template string literal handle this for us. It handled this effectively and efficiently for us. Do you get now? It handled this for us very well. And I'm going to show you how template string, how we can do this using template literal. I think it's, yes, yeah, all right. So let's move on. So to do that using template string, first of all, I'm going to convert all of this to backtick. Then I'll remove this plus here. I'll remove this plus and the quotes. I'll remove all of them. Now, this is it here. Now, how do you use variable or an expression because an expression will always evaluate or will always give you back a value. Now, how do you interpolate or insert an expression or a variable inside of a backtick literal? Because apparently, when we say my name is a variable, but it is not recognizing it as a variable. My age is not being recognized as a variable. And what are we going to do? Because if you save this now, for instance, and look at what we have. My name is my name and I am my 8 years old. Meanwhile, all these are representing a value because they are variable. So what we are going to do is there's a syntax that is not only unique to JavaScript, but that we can use for what string interpolation, or that we can use for string interpolation, which simply means to insert variable names or expression into a backtick literal or a template literal or a template string. So, and this is it here. So if you want to insert a variable or any expression inside of a backtick literal, all you just have to use is what? A $sign and what? A curly bracket. That is what you need. A $sign and a curly bracket. So this is creating a room for what? For you to be able to insert what they call it now, variable or an expression. An expression can be, I can do 2 plus 2 or 2 plus 2 or whatever. I can do any expression. I can even pass a ternary operator inside of it. And please, this kind of this symbol here, you don't pass. Can you see what we have here? It says expression is expected. You cannot pass something like if else statement, multiple if else statement. You cannot pass that, but you can pass in ternary operator inside of it, because ternary operator is going to what? Evaluate and give you back what? A value. So now in this case now, I'm going to say my name. Can you see? And for this age now, I'm going to do likewise, $sign, then the curly bracket, then I'll say my what? Age. Then if you see, let's see what we have here. Can you see? Beautiful. Beautiful. And mind you, template literal is a string by default. So it's going to give, it's a string by default. So it's just like an enhanced version of the primitive data type string. So do you get it now? So that is that about I can do, okay, my name is Joshua, I am so years old, and I can say I am so years old. Okay, let's say for example I'm coming. Let's say if I want to pass a template ternary operator inside of this now, I'm looking for a better way to be able to do that. I'm coming. I'm thinking. My name is Joshua. Okay, I want to use this age, for example, to determine if the person can drink beer or not. So let's leave that. We might do that in a subsequent class. Let's leave that. Let's not do too much example that will compound your head. Let's just leave that. Let's just end this class now. So I'm coming. So I think we are done with everything. We have done multiple if statements. We have done nested if statement. We have done combination of multiple if statement and nested if statement. We have done many things. Okay, I think I need to also show you the switch statement. That's what they call switch statement too. In case you find that and be like, oh, Mr. Joshua did not teach me this one. So the switch statement. The switch statement is similar to just hold on please. Alright, this is switch statement, the definition or what it means. So the switch statement evaluates an expression. The switch statement evaluates an expression, matches the expression's value against a series of case clauses, and executes statements after the first case clause with a matching value until a break statement is encountered. The default clause of a switch statement will be jumped to if no case matches the expression. Okay, let me save you the stress of all this. Let me just show you what it means. This is how switch statement works. This is how switch statement works. So let's say, for example, let me look at some of the example. Okay, let us look at this. Okay, switch statement. Let us see this. I'm looking at a better way to explain this. It executes an expression. Okay, so let's say, for example, where is this prompt? Let me just copy this now and I paste it here. I'm going to explain, and I say switch statement. This is how switch statement works. So switch evaluates an expression, so it takes the age, because the expression will always give you back the value. Then we have the case. Says if age is greater than or equals to 18, I want you to console the log. Come now, I'll show you now. Let me just do it myself first. See, and the next one will be another case, or let's just do a default. Since we're just the default, but before then I'll do something like break and the default, which is console log. Log. Don't worry, I'm going to show you everything. So please, in case you are hearing a background sound as you are watching the video, is a compound, two compounds or next to me. I don't know what they are celebrating on a Monday morning like this when they're supposed to go to work. So let's move on. So this is what we have. So now the switch statement evaluates an expression, just like when we have const age equals to number prompt enter your age. So this value that we pass into the prompt will be converted to a real number data type, and that value is going to be stored inside of this variable called my age. So now we want to evaluate this expression. So we pass in what? My age. Whatever value that we pass into my age is what we pass into this switch statement. Now this switch is going to have matching expression value against. So it says the switch statement evaluates an expression matching the expression value, meaning the value of this my age, against a series of case clauses. So this is how to do that. Whatever value that will pass inside of the age is what we are going to use to match against a series of case clauses. But in this case, we just only have one case clause because we don't have multiple things that we are doing here. So we say case if age is greater than what? 18. So case. So the case that we are looking at now is what we want to check if the age is greater than what? 18. So if the age is greater than 18 or equals to 18, we want to console the log, you can drink beer. Then what? Break. Now it says we match it against a series of case clauses and execute statements after the first case clause. We execute statements after the first case clause. So this is the statement here. This clause is the statement. So we execute the first case clause statement after the first case clause with a matching value. So until a break statement is encountered. Now, this is what it means here. The moment we make our case and check, we use this expression value here to make our case and say, okay, if the expression value is greater or equals to 18, they want to console the log this. So after making the case, we want to break out of the case, because if you don't break out of the case, I'm going to show you another way. I'm going to show you another example whereby if you don't break out of the case, you're going to have error. Not error. You're going to have other cases being consoled or log alongside with that other one, with the first case that matches the condition. So now you break it, then you now have a default case, a default value, a default case whereby in case any of this is not true, then come to this default, you can now drink beer. So if you save this now and you come here and you say maybe your age is 14 and you press enter, I'm coming, hold on, let's say 14 now and you press enter, and you say you cannot drink beer now. Why? Because the case that we made, the age should be greater or equals to 18, but in this case it is less than, so it's going to come here. So do you get it now? Let us make another case. So let me just comment. Okay, let me just leave it. Then let's say for example, const enter the day, for example, and I say prompt, I say enter the day of the week, enter day of the week. Then I do a switch statement that says if we express the day, then they will make a case and say case if the day is equals to what? It's equals to Monday, enter day of the week. Let me do a backtick or let me do a normal multi-line. I say something like e.g. Monday, Tuesday, so it has to be in small letter, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and what? Sunday, like this. So, and I say if the day is equals to what? Monday, then the semicolon. Then it's okay, I want to console the log, and I'll say something like I work every Monday. You save that. Then imagine we will not break out of the case. I will come here and we say case day equals Tuesday, and in this Tuesday I do something like console the log, I pray, but let's just do something. I say I go out for exercise and come back home to work. Something like this. So I continue this case. Let me just do Wednesday. I'm just going to stop on Wednesday so that won't delay us. As you console.log, I upload, let's say I upload, or say I make free YouTube 2 videos and upload them for consumption. So video upload them for consumption. So then I say default now. So default can just do for default can do console.log empty for console.log if I can say I am sleeping. Let me just do something. So let me comment this one here so I will not have to. So if I save this now, watch, if I save this, look at what we have. Enter day of the week, e.g. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Let me just enter. Let me enter Monday. Now, if I enter Monday and I save, watch what we have. I sleep. Can you see? I sleep. Why is it saying I sleep? Why? Because, just watch again, Monday, and I press enter, I sleep. Why is it I sleep? Because I check this, the Monday is equals to this Monday here, but how come I'm having I sleep? So let's see if we put break, for example. We put break. That's what we put break, and we do coming, and I do Monday again. I'm still having I sleep. Why am I having I sleep? Const day, enter and switch day. If day is equals to Monday, then console.log I work on Monday. But let me console.log. Let me console.log day first. So let's see what we have. Monday. Yes, I have Monday here now. Monday. It's a Monday supposed to. Is there something I'm missing? Something I'm missing, you know. Coming. So let's say Tuesday. Why am I still having this default this thing? What's the problem? Please hold on. Okay, I get. I'm doing something wrong here. I'm not supposed to put day again equals to Monday or Tuesday here. Yes. Alright, so I think I'm going to have, because I've done something like this before, my students, I'm going to have Monday. I say I work every Monday. Alright, good. Now this is what it means here. This is what it means. Now from this example, it says the switch statement evaluates an expression matching the expression's value. So the value of this expression, which can be Monday, the value of this expression this day now, the value is Monday. Let's say this day now, the value of this expression day, whether Monday or Tuesday, we are going to match it with these multiple cases. We are going to say, okay, if the value that we have in this day matches Monday, then console.log what? Monday. If it matches Tuesday, console.log Tuesday. So there's no need for us to be doing if day equals to, that one is inside of if statement, not switch. So now in this case, if I remove break, for example, I wanted to show you the power of break. If I remove break, for example, just what if I remove break, for example, and I type Monday, can you see it's giving us I walk out on Monday, I go out for exercise and come back to work. Can you see what we have? Which is not supposed to be so. It's not supposed to be so. The reason is because after whatever we type inside of the prompt, the value is what we match with these cases. And the first case that we type Monday, and the first case that will match it with is also what? Monday. So it means that it's going to execute this code. But because there is no break here, it's going to continue and console.log whatever you have on Tuesday. And if there's no break on Tuesday, it's going to go on to Wednesday, like that. So what you are going to do is this: whenever you are done with a case and you have written the statement that should be executed when a value of an expression matches this case, then I want you to break out of the switch statement. So once you break out of it, any other thing will not be consoled, or will not be outputted. So if I do something like Tuesday now, for instance, Tuesday, and I press enter, I go out for exercise and come back home for work. So can you see it? That is beautiful. So that is that about ternary operator, switch statement, and all the conditional statements that we have done so far. So in our next class, we are going to look at loop and arrays. All right. Until then, enjoy the video.